Hey everyone, Dana here, and in this video I am filming together with Marie Johnson. Thank you so much for talking with me today about this.
Thank you for having me.
I would say we just jump into it then.
Yes.
Growing up in the US, my whole life, I got the message over and over and over again what I, as a girl or woman, really needed to do or watch out for or not do in order to try my best to not get sexually assaulted. Do you feel like it's also in Germany that you or women and girls in general have gotten this sometimes long list and sometimes a list of like conflicting things that you should do or not do to not get sexually assaulted?
To be honest, before you contacted me that you want to film this video, I never really thought about that as a problem. I always just thought it's like a thing my mom is worried about. So she said things like, oh yeah, don't go home too late, don't walk home alone, make sure someone drops you off at home and stuff like that. Call me before you leave. And I always just thought that she is worried about me, but thinking about it more, I noticed, I think it's kind of a message you also get here as a girl. Oh, you better not do this or that, so you are safe.
For this video, I put together a small, definitely non-exhaustive list of some of the things that I can remember hearing women and girls being told in the US to do or not to do. In the US, I heard, don't wear short skirts.
Yeah, I think that's something I heard as well.
Okay.
But I especially heard like, don't go home alone or don't walk home alone.
Don't go running at night.
Don't wear like big cutouts.
Don't park at the back of parking lots.
Oh, right, yeah. I mean, there are like special women's car park areas, like
exactly
in the front, right?
Yeah.
Have a key in your hands when you walk home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that
Yep,
one?
Yep. We had that one. And I can remember then when car keys, for example, started having just the click.
Oh.
Some of my friends were saying like, yeah, but my car key was the best one. And
Because it's like
because it was the
biggest,
right?
yeah.
And yeah, so that was like a discussion on that. But now I don't have that. Do not walk to your car alone at night, and just don't use parking garages at all.
Oh, yeah, right. Make sure you've got like a phone ready to call someone when like there's something suspicious happening.
To go along with that, I also heard if you're walking alone at night, if that happens to be the case, it can't be avoided, then if you don't have someone to call, at least pretend like you're talking to someone on the phone.
Yeah.
So that it seems like somebody's waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's even like a service or an app or something you can call and they really do talk to you while you walk home.
That's right. I have heard of that.
Isn't that crazy?
Also, don't get drunk.
Never let your drink stand around anywhere. Have it in your hand, and also like put your hand over the top, like not hold the glass like this, but like this.
Yeah, and this is something that I really think about. Yeah, I can remember that. Never leave your drink unattended.
Exactly.
So you're at a party, and I'm standing there with my drink, but I have to go to the bathroom. What do? Do I bring my drink into the bathroom with me? That's weird, right? You know? Do I
gulp it and then...
Yeah, what do you do? Yes, there's all these little things that we have to think about and try to maneuver, but still look like we're normal, you know? I mean, bringing the drink into the bathroom is a weird thing. People are looking at you like, what are you doing? You're like, I'm just trying to stay safe.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Got my keys here, my drink here.
Do carry pepper spray, a taser, or some kind of weapon.
Do you have that with you when you're like...
I do not.
Out and about?
No,
neither do I.
But that was something that I do remember a lot of women talking about, that they did always carry something with them.
Yeah, so do I. I even had friends who always had like a pepper spray or something in their bag.
Don't wear headphones while out at night.
Oh, right. Yes. I always had just like one in and the other one like dangling and then looking around. I mean, how sad actually.
Right, yeah.
Like sort of thinking, oh, I think behind that bend, someone's waiting for me to attack me.
Right. Sometimes the messages can be conflicting. So I can remember hearing, don't make eye contact or smile at men on the street, especially not at night. Don't do that. But then I also heard the message, actually do make eye contact, but make sure it's really strong and like kind of like you know where you're going.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Walk with a purpose.
Yes,
Walk with a purpose.
exactly,
Yeah, like somehow,
exactly.
whatever that looks like, I'm walking with a purpose.
Not like insecure
Right,
and
you
like
know?
looking around, but at the
Yeah.
same time, watch like your surrounding, make sure no one is following you.
Yes. And at the same time, don't look too aggressive, because then sometimes, at least in the US, guys might say, hey, why you look so serious? Give me a smile.
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
heard that one?
Yeah.
Don't let a man pick you up by car on the first date. And maybe this is something more for the US, because in the US, if you go on a date, you're often going to go by car.
Yeah.
So you don't want to let the guy pick you up for the first date if you don't know him, because you have to give him your address. And, who knows what might happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was something I was definitely told. And actually, I can remember there was one time when I did let a guy pick me up for the first date by car, and I got in the car, and a few minutes down the road, he started saying like, actually, I was really surprised that you let me pick you up for the first date, because I'm not going to rape you, but
Oh, wow, okay.
but I could be a guy who wants to rape you, and then this would be very unsafe, so you really shouldn't ever do this ever again. Please tell me you're never going to do this ever again. And I'm like, well, this is weird.
I'm out. Bye.
Like, growing up in the US, I was told to watch out or do or not do these things by men, by women, by my peers, by dates, by teachers. I took it in from movies, TV shows, just kind of the society around me. That was something that was coming at me all the time. Kind of also like what you said, up until a few years ago, I didn't really give this a second thought. This was just kind of how life was, and it seemed, normal, because that's just how it had always been. And when I started thinking about it, it's like, wait a second. I really spent so much of my life being bombarded by messages of what I needed to try to do in order to do my best to not get sexually assaulted or raped. Like, I spent so much time thinking about this, and society has spent so much time and energy telling this to me and bombarding me with what I need to do. Why is society not bombarding boys and men with like, just don't sexually assault, don't rape, Like, of course, not all men sexually assault. Definitely not. And men can be and are sexually assaulted as well. But the thing is that basically all women in society are walking around carrying this burden of that we need to try to make sure that we don't get sexually assaulted.
Crazy, actually, right?
Yeah, I just don't understand why society puts the burden on women and bombards girls and women with all these messages of all the things that we have to do. But yeah, why isn't society, why aren't magazines and TV shows and movies and teachers and dates and parents and men and women and everyone telling boys and men, don't rape, don't sexually assault, that's not okay. I don't know if you have any thought on that or your opinion as well, but I just don't understand why our society is putting so much time and energy into
telling us what to do to be safe. And I wonder whether boys or men experience the same in their childhood, for example. I've never talked to Alex about that before, but I think it would be very interesting to know whether his parents told him as well, oh, make sure your shirt is not too tight, or you don't walk around looking insecure, so other people think you are weak and they could beat you up or something. Or don't come home too late, make sure it's still light outside, or...
Yeah.
I don't think those are sentences they said to him.
Yeah, I know that as I've started preparing for these videos and just sort of over the past few years talking to Stefan, my husband, about these things, he's been kind of surprised sometimes. I think with the key thing, right, Stefan? You would never consider a key as a weapon. No, he just shook his head no. Like, but for me, a key
That was a good weapon,
is
actually.
an obvious weapon. It's
Yeah,
right there.
right.
You always have it.
I think it's very important to know that no matter what you do, getting sexually assaulted is never your own fault.
Yeah.
Like, it's always, always, always the other person who's
Yes.
responsible. No matter where you park your car, what you wear, what kind of look you give someone, no one has the right to catcall you, to touch you, to do whatever without your permission. Right?
I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100% what she said. Yes. And the thing is, so this is victim blaming.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
where the victim gets blamed for something that happened to them and gets asked like, well, what were you doing to cause someone else to attack you? Which victim blaming can happen with all sorts of things. Like, I can also imagine if someone gets mugged, that maybe it's like, well, why were you walking through that area of town late at night? There's lots of instances where victim blaming could occur.
Yeah.
But I've seen it over and over and over again happen in our society where if it goes to court with sexual assault and rape, that the victim blaming is used in the court case and is actually taken seriously, where it is really a line of questioning of, you know, well, what were you wearing? What was she wearing? What was she doing? And really,
Exactly.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really taken seriously by the media. The media often then really looks at like, oh, but she was drunk and she had a lot of makeup on and she was flirting, you know?
And she
and
was asking for it.
Right. With the don't park at the back of the parking lot thing. Okay, so when I was 17, I worked at a restaurant in the US. Employees were supposed to park at the back of the parking lot so that
right.
the customers could have the good parking spots. So me, 17, I would come to work, park at the back of the parking lot. But then by the time my shift got off at like 11 p.m., it was dark and, you know, too dangerous for me to walk to the back of the parking lot. And so a lot of times the manager would send someone, often a guy, with me. It would be like, okay, Donna is off her shift now. And if a friend wasn't picking me up or something like that, then it would be like, who's going to walk Donna out to her car? So
Wow.
yeah. But the thing is, I did have the experience one time where the older man walked me to my car and it was dark at the back of the parking lot. You know, that's why he was walking to me. And then when we got there, he kissed me. And so now we're at the back of a dark parking lot. I'm 17. He was a much older man, bigger, taller, you know, whatever. So now we're at the back of a parking lot and it's dark. And the person who was supposed to be walking me to the back of the parking lot to protect me or whatever has now just sprung a kiss on me.
Yeah. He sort of
Took the situation.
Yeah, exactly. And thought, my time to shine.
I said no, and I got out of the situation and got into my car. In the end, it didn't go any further than that. But I can't help but look back on it and think, if something else had happened, if he had pushed me or sexually assaulted me or raped me, if things had gone further, how would that have gone afterwards if I had said I was at the back of a parking lot with him? I can't help but wonder if people would have been like, well, why were you at the back of a parking lot at night when it's dark with an older man? Like,
It's
you
your
were
own
asking
fault.
it.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And then I'm like, yeah, but I was back there I was at that position because I was trying to stay safe. I was trying to do the right thing. So,
it's so complicated.
right. It's like, I feel like I would have gotten blamed no matter what.
Yeah, that's just something that is wrong, I think.
Definitely.
We just have to change our way of thinking concerning these topics.
So our question for you is, what are your thoughts on this topic? What things have you experienced with it? Or if you would like to share them, there's no pressure. I know that this can be a hard thing to talk about, but if you would like to share your experiences, or just what do you think that we can do as a society to change how we as a society think about this topic? please let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much, Marie, for joining me in this video today.
It was a pleasure.
I will link to Marie's channel over here, so be sure to go and check it out as well. And don't forget that this video is part of a larger video series, so I'll leave that playlist over here too so that you can check it out. And if you enjoy these videos that I'm doing, please think about sharing them and passing them along, because yeah, that really helps to help get the information out there. And if you enjoyed this video, you can show some love with the like button, you can subscribe, and of course, there's the notification bell. Until next time, auf Wiedersehen!